Hi everyone and welcome to episode 7 of FM21 Beta Battle with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So January has come and gone mostly. We've got a couple of days left, but it's been pretty decent. A decent run of form, a higher league position than we were in before, and a new striker into the club. So let's go and check it all out. So lots of positivity for the month of January, to be honest, although you can see the last couple of results haven't been fantastic, but we'll go and check those out in a minute and we'll talk about the league position, which finds us in 6th position just at the moment. But first, let's go and check out our new player. So, as you know, the major out of this particular January window was Pizzini. Didn't really do it much for us in the end, did he? He was only in the club for half a season, played 4 games, got 2 goals, which was okay, but he didn't light the place up particularly. He was very ageing, and once a different club came in for him, he eventually decided he wanted to leave, and I wasn't that bothered about keeping him, so he moved on, and that was fine. So we did need to find a replacement. It freed up some wages. Actually, the transfer budget was a bit better as well. Our general finances had improved over the first half of the season, so we got a little bit of money, but we put it into the wage budget, and eventually we bought this guy, Carlos Bacca, and we bought him in on loan from Villarreal. You can see he's been all over the place. He's been in Club Bruges, he's been Sevilla, Milan, Villarreal, and now he's at Leeds United. Played a couple of games for us, got 1 goal already, which is really good. But I think that this is an upgrade on every striker that we have in the club at the moment. He's 34 years old. He's still got a little bit of pace about him, which is not too bad. I think this is probably his last kind of half season before maybe all of that dips a little bit. But finishing of 16, composure of 15, off the ball of 16. He's got penalty taking. There's some really good attributes in here for half a season just to come in, make an impact for the club, get us into as high a league position as we can, and then he'll say goodbye. And that's fine with me, because at that point I will be doing that as well, because this is only a 1-season save. So Carlos Bacca into the club, scoring goals already, made 1 appearance as a start and 1 substitute appearance, and got a goal already, which is really promising. So hopefully he can get into double figures for this second half of the season and really help us stay where we are. That was basically all that we did in January. If we go back to the main page, you'll see that finances are pretty decent. £18 million in the bank. We haven't got a transfer budget anymore. We are still slightly overspending on the wage, but hopefully as the second half of the season progresses, this will slightly change again. What I found is that the more that the overall balance raised through the first half of the season, it gave us a little bit of transfer budget here and there. We could keep dipping it into the wage budget, and hopefully eventually we can get above the break in the wage budget that we've currently got at the moment. So that's all pretty positive, I would suggest, and I'm really happy to have got the player in that I felt that the squad needed. I didn't feel we needed much else. Look at what we're doing. We're being reasonably successful. But having said that, you'll see in the top right-hand corner, the last 2 games, not so much. So let's go and check out how we did in January. So I think you can see why I think we were successful in January, really. The last game you and I were together for was the Fulham game at the end of December. And we've played 4, 5, 6 games so far in January. We've got 1 more to come, and that's for today's episode. And we started it brilliantly well. We got a 1-0 win against Brighton in the league, Tyler Roberts getting on the score sheet. Then it was a really tricky game in the FA Cup. We rotated the squad completely. It's not my priority. The league is my priority. But we rotated the squad completely. We just about squeaked through on penalties, having played the 90 minutes and extra time, got a 1-1 draw. So it was a little bit kind of unfortunate that we had to go all the way through in terms of getting through to penalties. But in the end, we made it count, and that was really important, I think, just to get through another round. And we then had a couple of games on the bounce in the Premier League and did really, really well. Both Leicester and West Brom provided us a bit of a challenge. West Brom are quite low down in the table. In the end, we came away with a 2-0 win against them. Leicester are not, they're sort of mid-table, and we played really well, I thought, on that particular day. And Jack Harrison and Helder Costa got on the score sheet. So again, Patrick Bamford not doing the what he needs to be doing in front of goal, which is why we needed to change our striker, really. Then, unfortunately, we got drawn after the Brighton game against Man City, and there were loads and loads of really much easier clubs from lower divisions that we could have got. We were very, very unlucky to draw City, and we absolutely tried our best. And it was a mad, absolutely mad game. We were 3-0 down, if we go and check it out. We were 3-0 down, basically, I think, before half-time. I can't remember exactly. And in that second half, was that the game? I think it was. Or was it Everton? Hang on, let's go and check out this particular match. I want to remember exactly what was going on. There's a reason I want to go in here, because I want to show you one of the goals. But yeah, we were 3-0 down. Look at that, after 10 minutes. I knew I wasn't imagining it. And then we gradually came back through the second half of the game. We got an 85th minute equaliser. And I thought, we've got all the momentum in the world. Excuse me, let's go and do this. And then in the last minute of the game, De Bruyne steps in, excuse me, gets a fourth goal for Man City, and we go out. But it's the Ayling goal I really want to show you, because it's hilarious. So let me go and cue that up. So coming up is the Ayling goal that got us to 3-3 in the game. 84th minute coming as we're currently playing the game. Forshaw on the ball, and it eventually comes across to Ayling. If you've seen this so far in FM21, this is the most bizarre goal. So it just chips it forward. What did the goalkeeper do? What did he do? He crumpled to the ground, the ball trickles past him, hits the post and goes in the back of the net, and that's what brought us back to 3-3 against Man City, which was just spectacular. I loved it. I sat there for ages just with the game paused going, what did I just see? Anyway, that brought us back to 3-3, and eventually, unfortunately, Man City broke the deadlock with a few seconds left, and eventually knocked us out of the FA Cup, which was so disappointing. I was really looking forward to a decent cup run if I could. And we got such a hard draw at that stage in the competition. But anyway, that's done and dusted. We went out the Carling Cup, that's years ago, the Carabao Cup against Arsenal. So both the cup competitions are done. It's purely time to focus on the league. We get to do that today against Liverpool. So what have we got planned for Liverpool? Well, you would imagine we've got pretty much the same as we've been doing for quite a while, and that's, absolutely true. Why would we change it? We're sitting in 6th position in the Premier League. It's going really, really well with this particular setup. But you'll notice that we do have an injury, or a couple, but Forshaw is only very minor. He's going to be out. He's going to be back imminently. Unfortunately, Jack Wilshere has picked up another injury, and this time round, he's already had it for 2 weeks, and he's still got 6 weeks left. It's such a shame for him, isn't it, really? He's so injury prone. It's utter madness. I guess you've all probably had a look at him in your series if you're at a level where you could potentially sign him on a free. Has he been injured for you as well? But 2 months out in the middle of the season is not good, is it, really? And I think that's just what he's going to be like for the rest of his career, really, unfortunately. And it is unfortunate. He's such a decent talent, isn't he? But just can't stay fit enough to be as good as he needs to be. Anyway, so he's out for the next couple of, the next 6 weeks, 2 months in total by the time he gets back. But everybody else has been able to rotate in and out a bit through the cup games that we've played and other bits and pieces. And I think we've done pretty well at keeping everybody else as fit and healthy as we can. Obviously, Carlos Bacca has come into the team, having scored a recent goal. So let's see if he can continue to do that today. Really, really tricky game though, isn't it? If we go and have a look at Liverpool, they're sitting currently in 2nd position in the Premier League. right up the top, chasing after Manchester United, which is always a bit of a surprise, isn't it? They're not, in reality, they're nowhere near it, are they? But in Football Manager terms, they're always going to be strong, aren't they? Just because of the nature of the club, really. But Liverpool chasing Manchester United at the top of the division, with City chasing them, having not played as many games as well. So it is going to be quite tight at the top, isn't it? But there we are, sitting in 6th position, 34 points after 20 games. We've obviously got the likes of Arsenal chasing us, who've played a game less than us. We've got to continue to pick up points if we can, even against some of the bigger guys. Today, we'll have to wait and see whether it's one step too far or not. But in this particular game, going away to Liverpool, it's going to be difficult, isn't it? Anyway, so we're sticking with the same tactics, same style of play, formation, etc. And the team for today's game is Meslier in goal, Ayling at right back, Dallas at left back, Llorente and Koch in central defence, Click, Phillips and Rodrigo in central midfield, with Costa on the right, Harrison on the left, and Bakker up top, with a bench of Cooper, Janmat, Davis, Shackleton, Rafina, Hernandez and Bamford. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So, as you would expect, really, in this kind of environment, I haven't put any pressure on them. I've just said we've got nothing to lose. We know how good we are. Go and show everybody. Oh, we've got the weather conditions today. Look at that, a bit of an iced up pitch. Lots of mist around, obviously, in the late period of January as we are. So that's going to be an interesting one. Have we got the orange ball? We don't have the orange ball. That's unfortunate, isn't it, really? But yeah, raining, puddles everywhere, mist all over the place, bit of snow laying on there, whatever it is. It's going to make it even more tricky. Maybe that will work in our favour. We'll see. And again, I've noticed that the Zoom has moved since the last time I was playing the game. I hope they sort that out for the official launch. And Liverpool had the first opportunity to get a cross in, didn't quite make it. Robertson got his cross blocked, but it goes out for a corner kick. So we've got the corner coming into the 6-yard box, partially cleared, but back to Salah, who puts it to the top of the box, and they keep the ball, and they're going to work an opportunity for a shot at goal. There it is, but Meslier gets down, and we get it cleared. Unlucky for another corner, but at least we protected the goal. So again, it's Salah with the corner kick, and a good save again by Meslier. He is absolutely fantastic. If you need a young goalkeeper for anywhere in Europe at the top level, go and look at him, because he's really very, very good at the age of 20. And has shown it again there in the first sort of 10 minutes of the match. Now, since the last time that we were together for the previous episode, I've taken off all the multiple names that were on the pitch. A couple people found that distracting. I've slowed the highlights down a little bit as well. Let me know about what you think about that in the comments below, in terms of whether that works for you. Again, it was somebody that was suggesting that maybe it was all a little bit too quick and a little bit frantic. Liverpool eventually work an opening down that left-hand side. It's been coming all the way through for the first 20 minutes of the game. Eventually, it falls to Mane. It's a good sweeping ball out wide left from one fullback to the other. Robertson, again, is the danger man. He's had loads of chances. Eventually, on this occasion, he sucks a defender out to him, and that enables the space for Mane, doesn't it, at the near post. And we're going 1-0 down. And so far, it's kind of been the way the game is going, isn't it, really? Again, it's Robertson. And what happened to the marking there? Firmino just left the defenders for dead, just drifts into the 6-yard box and gets another goal. I'm really, absolutely, really disappointed by that one. If you watch this this space here with Firmino, he just drifts off of Llorente and pokes it home. What were they thinking? Oh dear, I have to go into the shouts, I think, and let's say focus just before we move on the game again. I don't really want to change anything else at the moment. How on earth is he getting a 7 average rating when he let one of the best strikers in the game, in the Premier League, just drift off him and poke the ball home? Oh dear. Anyway, again, they get another chance, but we get it partially cleared, but only back into their central midfield area, over the top. And a good block on that one. Eventually, the ball goes over the top of the bar. And at least we got a block on that one. And we get to half-time at 2-0. And it feels like we were a little bit lucky to get to 2-0, to be honest. What's happening here in the XG? It's only 1.18 for them, so their chances haven't been fantastic, have they? But they've managed to get 2 goals from it, and we've barely even scratched them, have we? 3 goals and none on target for us, 11 and 4 for them. Percentage of possession is down for us as well. I guess all of these things are kind of what you would expect. We've got a free pass today. It's against the reigning champions in the Premier League. We'll give it as good a go as we can, but the likely outcome is that we'll lose whatever we do. But that doesn't mean that we won't try. So at half time, I'm going to point the finger and say, show me something else in the second half. And that seemed to motivate them. That's good. So we go straight back out, and then we go into the shouts, and we ask them to, we demand more from them for the second half, and just see if we can keep the ball a little bit and work a couple of decent goal-scoring opportunities. It's all well and good bringing a better striker into the club, but if you can't get the ball to him in and around the penalty box, then there's no point, is there, really? And again, we lose possession. And we got caught out up the pitch. Mane, one-on-one with the keeper, and he puts it away. We're pausing the game. We're going into the tactics. The thing that we can't have is the fullbacks bombing on, isn't it? So we've got to change that. So if we go here and just make them into fullbacks that defend both sides rather than wing backs and bombing on and other bits and pieces. Let's just see if we can hold the position a little bit better and maintain some shape down the fullback areas. I don't want to change them at the moment. We're only at 45 minutes. That's a third goal just at the start of the second half, but we've got to try and find a way to keep a better shape, I would suggest. So we're going to skip through the goal, make the changes, and see whether we can keep a better shape at the back just as we move through the next sort of 20 minutes or so before we make a few personnel changes. That was a decent ball forward, and then it wasn't, was it? We've got to keep them shorter. I'm sure we've got short passes on. They should be doing that. And again, Liverpool have worked out an opportunity for themselves and had 3 bites at the cherry on that occasion. And none of them quite managed to breach the goal, which a little bit was good on our part and a little bit was poor on their part, I would suggest. And we are now at 55, 56 minutes, and not much has changed in the style of game, has it? 13 and 5 for them, 4 and 1 in terms of shots and then on target for us. It's not quite there for us today, is it? And 3-0, I think, flatters them a little bit in terms of the difficulty of their chances. But we haven't been in the game at all. So after this highlight, what we're going to do is we're going to change everything up and just see if we can push them for the remaining part of the game into playing a different style. But we're going to do it 4-0 down. Okay, forget that. We're going to go in and sort this out. So we're going to go into our third shape, which is our 4-4-2 formation. We're going to leave the strike force as it is, even though they're doing very poorly, to be honest, because they haven't had any chances. We're going to take Harrison off and put Hernandez on. We are going to replace Click, and we're going to put Shackleton on. And then we're going to take Ayling, who's picked up a knock, off, and we're going to put Janmat on. Those are the changes we're going to make. And we're going to sit in the 4-4-2 formation with the wing play. And just see if we can get something out of this game. A little bit of pride at the end of the match, hopefully, as they celebrate another goal. Of course, 4-0. That's the way it is. We'll skip past any replay of that again. We'll go into the shouts again, and we'll just fire them up and see for the last 15 minutes or so, can they find a route through to goal? We've had 1 shot on target. It's not good enough, even against the reigning champions. It's kind of expected a little bit, maybe. Still not quite good enough, is it? So, Dallas with a chance. Down the left-hand side. Through to Hernandez, the substitute. Drops it into Dallas again. Goes to the far post, but it's partially cleared. But Janmat picks it up. Tries to get the ball in first time, and it's blocked. And we lose the ball again down their left-hand side. And they get a chance with Keita to bring the ball through down to our penalty box. But we win it back really well. And then we go long too early. What's that about? That is not our style of play at all. We're becoming desperate, it feels like. And I've not asked them to change that style particularly. We've been asked to go wide, not through the centre at this point. And it's not route one by any stretch. But anyway, that's against Liverpool. And they've done it again. They've got another goal. I kind of had enough of this game, particularly now, this particular match. There's nothing I can do. We're just not as good as they are. Whatever we choose, whatever formation, whatever style of play, they're on form, they're on song. They're trying to chase down United at the top of the table. And we're not good enough to stop them, basically. So we're going to lose the game very heftily, which is disappointing. You know, you'd like to have kept it to a couple of goals maybe, but 5 is unfortunate, isn't it, really? But again, it's what I said after the Southampton game. If you get it wrong, or if you're just not good enough for whatever reason, this game punishes you, it feels like. And we can see it there. I'm not going to overanalyze this performance. There's no point. We weren't good enough. They got 19 shots at goal, 8 on target. We got 5 and 1. And today, we just weren't able to stop them. They had a 2.31 XG rating and got 5 goals from it. So that says an awful lot, doesn't it, really? And we didn't really register anything. One of them days, and Liverpool, hands up, they were just so much better. So let's go with we were underdogs out there and you gave it your best, good effort. They didn't like it, but I wasn't going to berate them for it. What was the point? We just weren't any good compared to our opponent. And that's just one of those things. And we want to try and lessen the blow for when it comes to next game. We've got Ayling that's now out for 6 to 9 days, which is unfortunate. Jan Mat's a decent replacement, but still unfortunate when one of your first team regulars goes out. It hasn't dropped us down a position yet, but the teams directly below us have now got at least a game and sometimes 2 in hand over us. So we are going to get reeled in a little bit, if nothing else. But still, after 21 matches, over half the season gone, to be sitting in 6th position at this point, I'm really, really happy with. And we're not really that far off 5th and 4th, with Villa and Sheffield United taking those positions as we speak. I think we're in with a potential shout of getting any one of those at the moment. Who knows what the second half of the season will bring, and where will it ultimately end up. But at the moment, you've got to be happy with that, really. So this is the second half of the season that we've basically got, and we've got a fair few amount of episodes that we can dedicate to this, really, because there's nothing else that I really want to do during the beta part of Football Manager 21. So we've got about another 7 episodes maybe, so we'll be coming back quite regularly. So my plan at the moment, I think, is probably Southampton, then Tottenham, then Chelsea, then maybe Arsenal or Man United, maybe one more in here, and then Man City. Now, there's a lot of really big clubs in that. If you would prefer that we went a slightly different route and maybe went, Southampton, then into Wolves, and then Sheffield United and Newcastle and all that, and avoid some of the bigger clubs, it's kind of up to you. Let me know what you think, but I'm happy to play whatever. But we've got quite a few episodes that we can dedicate to this over the next week of Football Manager content, because, as I say, there's nothing else particularly planned until the main launch of the game. So, yeah, let me know what you think about that. But as we speak, we're coming back for Southampton in a couple of games' time. We've got Newcastle and Burnley in between now and then. So that's going to be hopefully a chance for us to get some points on the board. And we'll hopefully be able to get a bit of a run going, potentially, before some slightly hard games in the run-in. I mean, if you look at this, what we've still in the run-in, we've got Tottenham, we've got Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, all in April. That's hard. And then May for the run-in, we've got Man United, Liverpool, and Man City. And Sheffield United are sitting in there as well. And they're currently, we've got to play them twice, and they're currently in the top 4 or whatever it is. So, yeah, there's some tricky games to play, but we've all got to play them twice, whatever. So, we'll get on with it. Anyway, come back and join me for the Southampton match next episode. We'll see if we can get back on some run of form and see if we can try and maintain our position as much as we can in that top 6 of the Premier League. Going to be tricky, but who knows? Let's see if we can do it. Anyway, till next time, thank you for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button for me on this particular episode. Helps me get seen by lots of other people. Go and check all the links into the description below to Twitter and Patreon and my Discord. It's really important, the Discord. Come and join us in the Discord. Until next time, though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.